Hello. Thank you for listening. This is the near death experience of Mike, and this experience occurred in May of 2011. Open quote. I was having unusual pains in my chest, so I called for an ambulance. My wife was at work. When I called her, she said she would come home, take me to the hospital, since the ambulance was taking a long time. I said no, I'll wait for the ambulance. The ambulance arrived, and the emergency medical technicians settled me in the ambulance. Shortly thereafter, my heart stopped. The ambulance had planned on taking me to a large hospital, but since my heart stopped, they took me to the nearest hospital. I was without a heartbeat for 24 minutes and underwent CPR for 45 minutes. When my heart started again, I was transferred to the large hospital. I had stents put in and remained in a coma for 10 days. At some point in all of this, my consciousness was transported to the edge of the universe where I could see all of creation. I did not know the universe had an edge. I thought it was infinite. I could see all the planets and stars. When I focused my attention on anything, such as the Earth, it came to the fore in my field of vision. Throughout this experience, I felt incredible love that remains beyond my ability to describe. I was also aware that I was a part of everything I saw, as well still my individual self. I was both the observed and the observer. I encountered my firstborn son, who had died in infancy, yet here he was an adult. There were some horse-like animals that were marked with yellow and orange, like yellow and orange zebras. While I was in a coma, the nurses suggested to my wife that she bring in some of my favorite music and play it to see if it might help me come out of the coma. On the 10th day, I emerged from the coma to Bob Dylan singing "Knocking on Heaven's Door." After waking up from the coma, strangeness persisted. For instance, my room in the hospital overlooked the parking deck. I saw an old man out there every day who was drinking beer. When I asked about him, nobody but me saw him. Then my 3-year-old grandson came to see me in the hospital. He saw the old man and asked who he was. Later, my grandson said the old man went home with him. I figure it must be so, as I never saw the old man after that day. Once I was released from the hospital and began driving again, I felt as if there was someone else doing the driving and that my consciousness was still separate. It took quite a while for my body and consciousness to reintegrate. I loved being on the other side. I did not want to come back and thought about how to get back to the other side, even considering suicide. Over time, though, I am fully reintegrated. I am different, though. I do not fear death at all. I am extremely sensitive now, perhaps too much so, as my wife tells me I overreact to things. Also, at some point while in the coma, I could see myself and my hands were tied. When I woke, my wife said I had been restrained to keep me from pulling the intubation tubes out. After that, I would not sleep, staying up all night watching television while still at the hospital. My wife said that when I came out of the coma, I cursed a lot around everyone. This was not normal for me. When I came out of my coma, I told the nurse that I rode on the back of a turtle from the underworld. Not knowing this, my wife had purchased a turquoise turtle and placed it near my bed. I like turtles for some reason. End quote. That was a good story, Mike. Interesting how it affects some people. He wanted to go back so bad, he is considering suicide. And now that he's fully integrated, he's too sensitive. Maybe he's too sensitive. I don't know. And being on the edge of the universe, seeing the edge of the universe and his son who died in infancy, who now is an adult. Interesting how that age thing works. What age are you? People come and they see their parents, and their parents are younger, or their grandparents are younger. Here, his son is older. There are a couple of questions here. Let's see. Did you feel a sense of harmony or unity with the universe? Answer: I felt united or one with the world. incredible joy. What emotions did you feel during the experience? Love and peace. Question, what was your religion prior to your experience? Christian, Protestant, more spiritual than religious. Also held a lifelong belief in reincarnation. Question, have your religious practices changed since your experience? Answer, yes, I am far less religious and more spiritual, accepting of everyone and where they are at in their life. Question, what is your religion now? Other, several faiths, Christ-centered yet not religious, have been ordained in the International Metaphysical Ministry. Question, did your experience include features consistent with your earthly beliefs? Answer, I was pretty sure that there was life after death. Now I am positive. Did you have a change in your values or beliefs because of your experience? Answer, yes. I am certain that life has purpose and continues after death. Before, I only suspected. Question, during your experience, did you gain information about the universal connection or oneness? Answer, yes. I could feel and understand that we were all part of the one, all caps, yet individual as well. Question, what life changes occurred in your life after your experience? Answer, I am extremely sensitive to other people and their words, as well as their inflections when they speak. It is not always what is said that is important, but how it is said. That is more true for me now than ever in my life. Question, have your relationships changed specifically because of your experience? Answer, yes, I help everyone I can in any way I can and expect nor require anything in return. Question, was the experience difficult to express in words? Answer, yes, there are no words to explain the love I felt, the comfort, the safety. Question, are there one or several parts of your experience that are especially meaningful or significant to you? Answer, understanding that I am part of all creation, yet still an individual. Question, have you ever shared this experience with others? Answer, yes, I told my wife and she was accepting. I tried to tell a doctor and he was not so accepting. After that, I kept quiet until I found a local group that met to discuss NDEs. That helped me open up and share my experience. It took some years to be able to talk freely about my experience. Question, what do you believe about the reality of your experience shortly after it happened? Experience was definitely real. When I play Bob Dylan's Knocking on Heaven's Door, I cry every time. I can feel being on the other side and the return to this life in that song. Question, what do you believe about the reality? It connects me, the song connects me to where I was on the other side and what I lost by returning. Question, is there anything else that you would like to add about your experience? Answer, not this experience, but related. On 2 occasions in my life, I stepped outside of my home and was surrounded by a golden light. My life was not at risk in any way. While in the light, my hearing was the sharpest I had ever experienced, and I could hear everything clearly. As long as I accepted what was going on, it persisted. The minute I focused on it and tried to figure it out, it stopped. End questions. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.